So hi Flosstube, this is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. It is Saturday, January 13th at approximately 4:20 in the afternoon. Central Ohio had a winter storm come through yesterday afternoon. It started with we got about a tenth of an inch of ice after a morning full of rain, and then some snow after that. So last night was a weird Friday night for my husband and I. Normally we either go to our board game club or we end up going out for dinner and maybe wine tasting or something on a Friday night. But because the snow had started around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and the roads were kind of dicey because of the ice storm that we had from about 2 to 4, 2 to 5 or so, we decided to just grab a few things like a jug of milk and some stuff and just head home. So we spent most of the night last night just kind of hunkering down at home while it stormed outside. And so we're still kind of hunkered down at home. We haven't really ventured out much today. The snow stopped around 2 or 3 this morning, and it's just really cold and really blustery outside. Don't mind my window. My window shades over there, the blinds, they're kind of old. They're over 10 years old, and we're going to be replacing those soon. I'm sorry about the not so pretty thing, but I kind of wanted to do this little video here for a little while. Several of you have expressed an interest in me doing kind of a stitch along video of sorts, so I'm just going to kind of sit here and talk to you as I stitch. I dug out my Stonehearth Hutch pattern from the Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's the Thomas Kincaid one that's on the cover of the December 1998 Just Cross Stitch. I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is what I'm working on right now. I have it turned upside down on my frame. This is the progress I've made up until today. I don't know if you remember, but sometime in November, December, I had originally started here, and then I decided I was going to work over to the side and work all the way up just to see how big this piece was going to be. So I'm actually going to be working on this side and kind of going down and kind of branching out. I don't know if I'm going to try and go across this way and then down, or if I'm just going to work down and get all this section done and kind of work over here. This is a full coverage piece, and I also don't know if you remember me telling you, like down in here, even though this blue area is finished stitching, I'm not done with this area because in the pattern it's broke up into sections. I still have to add either another color of floss on the top or some blending filament to make it kind of shimmery. I don't know if you can see the shimmery blending filament that's down in here. But yeah, so some of these stitches are going to have blending filament on top of them, which is probably why I ended up putting this piece down for quite some time. But since it's the weekend, it's a 3-day weekend, I have Monday off. Yeah, I'm going to be stitching a little bit and talking to you about it. So this is the piece I'm working on. This is where I'm at. I'm going to be working on this upper corner up here. I'm currently adding 500 in some of this little open area that's up there. I'm working on color 500 to go in there. This is the tree that goes along the side. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. So I just kind of figured I would sit here and stitch and talk a little bit to you guys. I may talk, I may just stay quiet a little bit, but this kind of gives you an idea of my setup. I don't know if you remember too, I had created these bars kind of for my my stand, my floor stand, that way I could hold any kind of any size of Q-snap or scroll frame without having to put it in the clamp up here. This is just my mom had given me this when we were in California in October. She got this little magnifier. It's a daylight magnifier. I don't know if you can see the label. It's a daylight magnifier. It's a little clip-on. She gave this to me when I was in California because she got it as part of a gift and didn't want it, so I told her that I would take it and use it. And I actually kind of like it. It's kind of nice. But So this is my homemade little frame set up. I can adjust it up and down here to move these up and down a little closer. I can it clamps right into the clamp on my floor frame. This is I forget the name of the floor frame, but the floor frame that I have is no longer made. This was the floor frame that my mother-in-law found at a yard sale for like 15 or 20 bucks. And she got the lady to come down to like 10 or 12 bucks for it, and she bought it for me. So my old floor frame is at my in-laws' house. So I have some floor frame there for when we go visit. You'll probably hear my husband in the background. But anyway, so this is kind of what I'm stitching on today. So yeah, you'll see I'm turning my piece upside down, and I'm going to be stitching on this for a little while. So I just thought you'd like to do. I'm a two-handed stitcher. I keep my dominant hand underneath and my non-dominant hand on the top. I've been getting used to my trolley needle. I have a little trolley needle for a laying tool. I keep it on this finger just because it's easier for me. If I put it on my thumb, it kind of gets in the way of me pulling on the needle. I don't really like it. So I stick it on my ring finger, and then I work with it this way. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of getting it. I do wear glasses for close-up work and reading. I don't wear them all the time because, well, I can't wear them when I stand up and walk around because I have such good far-sighted vision that it makes me dizzy. It gives me a funhouse effect when I try and walk around. Distorts everything. It's just really weird. So I do a lot of stitching and a lot of computer work wearing my glasses. But these are my older set. I have a newer set that I keep in my purse for work that I just got I think between Christmas and New Year. But yeah, this is my older frame, older glasses. But anyway, I will get to stitching a little bit. Readjust a little bit. I just figured you guys would like to kind of see my setup. I don't know if this, if my daylight all light thing is gonna affect this any, but anyway, this is what I do. So like my dominant hand is below, my non-dominant hand is up above, and I just kind of go along and stitch a little bit. So anyway, we had this winter storm last night. It's still really cold outside. We've kind of done a little bit of shoveling. We're probably going to venture out here after a little bit to go grab some salt. We need some ice melt for the sidewalks and stuff. And my husband's walking through.
Hi everyone.
Hi, this is my husband Dylan. So he's a real tripper. So we're just hunkering down at home this weekend. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Work this week has been kind of hectic. I put in about 8 hours of overtime this week. I'm a salaried, so I don't get paid overtime, which really kind of sucks. But you know, oh well, pays the bills. Looks like he's going out for another round of shoveling. Do you need any help?
Nah.
Okay. So he's gonna go out and shovel out in the snow. I will actually probably attach another little video that I took last night during the snowstorm to show people what it was doing at our house, and I'll attach a couple of pictures of the snowstorm here too. It's kind of cold. One of the other things I did last night, I wasn't really in the mood to stitch, but one of the other things that I've done, actually I can show you that here in a minute. I've started diamond painting, and I currently have 3 diamond painting kits. I only have 1 diamond painting kit in progress. It's the one that I started before Christmas. Let me dig that out and show you right now. Anyway, so this is my rolled up diamond painting. You can see I have some of the diamonds already on the canvas. But let me turn this around the right way so you can see it. This is the little diamond painting kit that I'm currently working on. It's a little Kokeshi doll. It's by a company called Walk-In. I don't know if I can get to the name on the thing. It's probably way over here. Unroll it for you just a little bit. This is the name of the company that I ordered the piece from on AliExpress. So that's the company that I ordered the piece from on AliExpress. But you can see I'm working up the right side of the piece. This is what I've gotten. I've gotten her eye. I actually finished this, did this section up late last night. So I'm working up that way. I have a little light, a light board. But anyway, you can see that's what I've got done so far. So, unlike my cross stitch diamond painting, since I'm kind of still fairly new to this, this is my first one. I am going to only work on one at a time. My husband's kind of put his foot down. He said, "You are not going to treat this like you treat cross stitch. Please only do it one at a time." So I'm going to do it one at a time. Last week I got my third diamond painting kit. I don't know if a lot of you are familiar. I'm not going to show you the other two just yet until I start working on them. But the other one, the third one that I got, there's a Japanese animation company called Studio Ghibli, and they're known in, you know, Japanese animation cliques and circles for movies such as My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke. There's quite a few other ones that they're really known for. But I found a diamond painting essentially of Princess Mononoke with a wolf kind of behind her. So I was really excited to find that. So I ended up ordering that, and I got my order in the mail last week. So that's kind of waiting in the wings until I get the first two done. Diamond painting is going pretty fast, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm using the same storage system for my diamond painting drills as I am for my Mill Hill beads for cross stitch. So I have a tray with all the little compartments in it, and I have all my diamond painting tiles. They're called drills in there, and diamond painting is going really fast, and I'm really impressed. I don't know if I'll get my husband to try diamond painting or not. He's tried cross stitch like years and years ago, and it's just a little slow for him. But there's a couple of pieces that I've shown him for cross stitch patterns that I thought he might like, that he's like, that would be really cool in a diamond painting. So there may actually be some custom diamond painting in my future, some custom diamond painting kits ordered in my future for cross stitch. Yeah, I don't know. This weekend I kind of decided, though, Friday night was going to be my diamond painting night. I finished up that little section this morning just because there was some fill-in that I needed to do, and I kind of just wanted to get that little section done that I had blocked off. But I think tonight and tomorrow, and maybe on Monday, I'm going to be working on more cross stitch. I'm sorry I'm not really doing this. I just figured you'd like to hear about diamond painting. So this year, a little bit of housekeeping first. Let's do that. So I'd like to thank all of you who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's going really good. I keep looking up at my TV. I've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy. I had, about a year and a half ago, I had started watching Grey's Anatomy from the beginning. I'm a huge ER fan, and I can't find ER streaming anywhere. I don't own any ER stuff, so I can't really watch it. My husband. Cold outside?
Little nippy.
Did we get mail?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I've been kind of binge watching Grey's Anatomy. I had watched seasons 1, 2, and 3 before. I'm watching it on Netflix, by the way. And I kind of decided 2 weeks ago to rewatch seasons 1, 2, and 3 so I can kind of catch stuff that I've missed and just kind of get back into it. And there's a couple of episodes that have really gripped me. It's a good show. I really like it. I hadn't watched Grey's Anatomy until last year because, for some reason I was mixing it up with the show Scrubs, and I thought it might also be kind of a spoof. And as much as I loved ER, I just didn't. I don't know. ER was just that. It was just a great show. So now that I'm getting into Grey's Anatomy, I actually really like Grey's Anatomy too. It's been pretty good so far. I've got back up to season 3, episode 4, which is essentially when Meredith needs to, or is trying to get Derek and the vet Finn, I think his name is, to decide to try and battle it out to see who she dates. It's kind of an interesting thing. Oh, and Burke's trying to rehab his hand after being shot in the shoulder, and stuff like that. So it's been pretty good. So I keep looking up at my TV because I have it paused in the middle of a scene. So I keep looking up like, oh yeah, okay. But anyway, kind of forgot. Oh, so this year, for 2018, I have some goals. Some of them is to finish. A couple of my goals are to finish a couple of my whips that are currently in my stash. I don't know. This is one of them that I'd like to at least get closer to being done, but I don't know. I don't know how close I'll get to that. There are several stitch-alongs that I have put in my thing. I have put stitch-alongs in my planning for this year. One of them is the Mill Hill Monday stitch-along. I actually did do some Mill Hill Monday stitching this week. I worked on the Barbados Santa that is for my sister-in-law. I don't have that nearby. No, do I? Sorry about that. No, I do not have that nearby. Sorry about that. I can post a couple of pictures, before and after pictures. I'll do that at the end for Barbados Santa. And for Mill Hill Monday, basically my goal this year for that is to get the nativity sets complete, and to finish up a couple of the ones that I have. I have to check my pattern just a minute. Bear with me. Alright. Okay. So that's filled in up to just there. Okay. So, anyway, I have a couple of Mill Hill kits that I've already started. One of them I am about halfway through the beading on it, so, for Mill Hill Monday, I'm going to be doing that. My local needle workshop, Cross My Heart, has, on January 1st, they had everybody start a new year with a new start. Something that, if people see us working on it throughout the year, something they can go in and Cross My Heart and order. Unfortunately, I looked through my stash and I couldn't find anything that I really wanted to start, any new thing that I really wanted to start. So I haven't quite yet started that, but the Linen and Threads company, they have the mystery stitch along that they had for 2017. I have all the patterns for the 2017 one, but I also downloaded the 2018 one. And my husband has kind of encouraged me to start that one. So when I finally get my fabric, which hopefully will be this next week, when I finally get my fabric for it, I think I'm going to start the 2018, the January pattern for 2018 for the Linen and Threads Mystery Stitch Along is out on their website. I will post a link down below for you. Yeah, so their mystery stitch along is going on. It's kind of got a medieval theme. January's thing is kind of nice. I think I've kind of settled on doing each month in a separate color, as opposed to like changing, making different things like the birds a color and the flowers a color. I'm going to do all of 1 month band as one color, but I'm going to do them, I think, in the DMC variegated flosses. But so that means I'm going to have 12 different flosses, 12 different colors of floss for the pattern. So I'm probably looking at doing a 40 count because I don't want it to be super huge. But I'm going to probably do it 40 count over 2. And the color of fabric that I'm hoping to go for is kind of a cream or an off-white, just because my local needle workshop kind of keeps that in stock pretty well and I don't have to order it. So next Wednesday for our stitch night, which is the only one I'm going to this month, when I get there, I'm going to take a look at the 40 count fabric they have on hand again and probably pick out my piece for that and maybe get started. So it's like for 2018, 2017, I think they did new starts on the 17th or something like that, new starts on the 18th. So I'm going to probably do the new start on the 18th, or, you know, and kind of combine that with my local needle workshop's stitch along sampler. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, I actually crochet. I don't do a lot of crochet, but I have made blankets and stuff. And the church that I go to, we have a prayer shawl ministry, and I joined up that about 2.5 years ago. Joined up with that group, and I have been kind of nominated as co-chair, or yeah, I guess it would be co-chair for the group, because I have some ideas to expand the group. The one lady that tried to restart it when I got involved in it, she had hopes of being able to meet every month, and we'd sit for 2 or 3 hours and sit and talk. And then she would talk about the requests for the prayer shawls that our group has. And, you know, we'd kind of meet, figure out who could go, present the prayer shawls and everything like that. Well, I don't have experience doing that. I don't know that I'm necessarily comfortable presenting the prayer shawls, but I have some ideas for different ways we can outreach in the community besides just prayer shawls. And you know, like there's a group here in Columbus called My Very Own Blanket, which provides blankets for kids in foster care. The kids in foster care can come to the shop and pick out a blanket, and it would be theirs forever. And it's I went to one of their open house kind of dinner meetings last year, and I was very intrigued by it. My husband and I were once in the foster parent program. We had almost completed everything that we needed to be in the foster parent program for Franklin County Children's Services, but unfortunately we had a home repair about the time that this whole thing was finishing up that kind of took a good majority of our extra spending money that we had, and we were kind of unable to continue our commitment through that. And it's been about 10 years now since we've done that, and I know the requirements for foster parenting here have changed. I would really like to get back into that, but I don't know. My husband and I don't have any kids. We've been married. It'll be February 17th will be our 22nd anniversary, so we've been married 22 years. We only have 6 cats. That's all we've got. So we have 6 fur babies that we take care of, and you know, as much as we would like kids, and as much as my parents, my mom would really love to have grandkids, we can't afford it. We just can't do it. And we're both the type of people, we're both pretty stubborn. We just don't want to put our cats or our kids in daycare for 8-10 hours a day. One of us would have to stay home, and unfortunately, you know, I think my husband could stay home, but I don't think he'd want to. I would want to stay home, but unfortunately I'm the breadwinner in the family, and I carry the insurance and all that, so I think we'd really hurt pretty badly if I chose to stay home and take care of kids. Lovely. Anyway, let me show you my cat Gur. This is Gur. Hi Gur. Hey. This is my cat Gur. She's our oldest cat in the house. She is probably going on 14 or 15 years old. Sorry about my whole mess over here. Just plopped everything down. We think she's going deaf. So, yeah. Oh, she just jumped down. our picture window, the curtains, we have a bird feeder my husband must have just filled, and the birds are flying around and she could see their shadows. She's all excited about the birds. So, but yeah, we got her from cat welfare. My husband had a white cat, a pair of white cats before I met him, and they were sisters. And the one sister, before we moved, or before we got married, the one sister had gotten loose and gotten out of the apartment that we had, and we couldn't find her, so we lost her. And her sister we had for quite a while, and she got sick, and we ended up having to put her down, and it kind of devastated my husband. So a few weeks afterwards, I was at cat welfare. I went to cat welfare looking for another little companion to kind of, ease him back into, to kind of, fill that little hole in his heart. And I came across Ger. She was a little teeny kitten, cute as a button. And so, yeah, I ended up buying her, spur of the moment. Ended up adopting her, not buying her, adopting her, spur of the moment, and took him to his work. He's like, "What's this?" I was like, This is Ger." So anyway, she's our cat welfare cat. We love her to pieces. She's great. She's a great cat. All our cats are great. They're just kind of obnoxious. Each one of them has their own personality. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, so kind of forgot where I was going. I was kind of talking to you about 2018 plans of mine. Ooh, got a knot in the back there. Oh, come on now, you. What is that? Hold on just a minute. Turn my piece around. Yeah. Alright, I have to deal with a knot. I have to deal with a knot. So, anyway, I will deal with this in a little bit later. So, yeah. Not much else is going on. I'm gonna pull my thing out. Pull my needle out. Deal with the knot. But yeah, not a whole lot is going on. It's just been kind of crazy. Yeah. Lots. You ever find that some DMC thread tends to knot more than others? Yeah, like 310 knots a lot. Some of the 500s not a lot. There we go. I got it out. Yay! I can re-thread my needle. Oh, speaking of threading needles, I know there's a big discussion about floss licking. Or not floss licking. I floss lick when I need to. Got the thing out. I floss lick when I need to. I use either Thread Heaven or Thread Magic. This is the stuff you can get at Joann's. It's the thread conditioner. I have two things of Thread Heaven. One of them is partially used, the other one's brand new. And I have this. I picked this up when I was down at the in-laws' house one weekend because I had left my little stitchy, I have a little stitchy tote here that has like a bunch of supplies in it. I've got, I'll show this to you. I've got pens and needles and, stuff. Here's my one Thread Heaven that is currently in use. I have a doololly. I don't know if a lot of you know what a doololly is. It helps. It's a little tool that came out a couple years ago, like probably many years ago, 10, 15 years ago, that lets you hide threads. Like if you have a short piece and you can't use a needle, it lets you hide your threads. It lets you get the last stitch or two in. It just lets you fix stitches. The lady that invented the doololly, her and her husband were headed to a convention, a needlework convention, and she suddenly died in the car. so they stopped making doolollies like probably 15 or 20 years ago, and I still have one. I love it to pieces. There's a couple of other tools that have come out since then that people have created as kind of a, you know, if you couldn't get a doololly, you can get one of these. There we go. Let me see if I can dig it out. I'll show you what my doololly looks like. Yeah. So it's essentially two little pieces that came together on a card. So you have, like mine is heart shaped, so I'll dangle it. So you have the heart, little engraved heart. It's metal. This has this little hook thing right here. There's this little hook. And then basically you have what looks like a needle threader. You have the other part to it that has like the little needle threader. So this is the part that you would stick like up. This part would go up under your stitches. And then you'd use the hook. So you use the hook. You put the hook through there, through the metal part. I don't know if you can see that. You put your hook through the metal part, pull the threads through, and then you'd pull this through your piece to secure your threads. This is called a doololly. The nice thing about this is, too, this little piece here can come apart, so you can have the two separate pieces. It's really kind of nice. I love this thing to pieces, and I'd probably cry if I ever lost it. So this is my little doololly. This is my little doololly set. It's got the little needle threader type of thing. I don't know if you can see that. The little, you might not be able to see that, but anyway, I don't know what the names are for any of the other tools that have since come about. But yeah, I love my little doololly. It's really nice. Oh, I'll show you my scissors too. These are my scissors that I carry with me everywhere. A friend of mine, my best friend currently, she got me these little scissors. I think they're Ginger scissors. I don't know what scissors are. They're pretty hefty. Yeah, they are Ginger scissors. These are Gingers. And they've got flowers. They're white, like little white ceramic flowers. And she also, when she gave it to me, she also had this scissor fob attached to it that has a little rubber tip, so I can put the tip of the scissors in there and cover them up like that. Makes it kind of handy. I really like these scissors. These are nice scissors. These are the scissors I keep in my little needle case. My little needle case was a little needle case that I picked up at my cross stitch store. One of the owners of the cross stitch store sews, and so she makes bags that they sell. So this is kind of come in handy. But yeah, I have all kinds of stuff in here. Like I have my needles. Yeah, I use John James needles. I use the Tapestry Petites in size 28. I have pens in here. All kinds of different things. Before I started using Thread Heaven, I used to actually wet my floss. I had these little containers like this. Little teeny itty bitty plastic containers. You can actually find these little containers at Hobby Lobby. It would be where they have the you know, like the little plastic display boxes and the plastic ornaments that are in halves that you can take apart, where they keep those all year round. They have these little itty bitty containers. Mine just happens to be purple. You can take a sponge, like a normal kitchen sponge, that's what this is, that I just cut down to kind of fit in the little box, in a little container. And I used to keep this wet all the time with water. It's completely dry now, so it's shrunk a little bit. But I used to keep this wet with water and wet my floss down so it would stay flat and not kink or twist or knot as much. This was great in the beginning, but I found that the one thing I really hated about this is, you know, always keeping the sponge wet and keeping it enclosed and whatnot. If you didn't use it for a couple months, sometimes the sponge would start to smell a little mildewy and get a little kind of icky. So you'd have to take it out and, you know, use soap and clean it really well and, you know, get all the soap out of it and then re-wet it. And you know, I just haven't used this in a few years because I went over to using Thread Heaven or Thread Magic. I used to only use Thread Heaven when I was doing metallics or blending filaments, because it would help pull through the fabric easier. But now I kind of use it for all of my floss, because when I first started my first Heaven and Earth design over one tent stitch, I found that using the thread magic or thread heaven would help the thread pull through the fabric easier, especially since I was doing them over one on 28 count or 32 count. It would help the threads pull through. So I just started using thread magic or thread heaven pretty much every time now. I don't wet my floss down anymore, but sometimes if the like if the needle, if I pull too hard on the needle and the thread comes out of the needle, sometimes I'll lick the ends of my floss to stick it back in there. I'm kind of, if you need to lick the floss, you need to lick the floss. I mean, you know, come on. And sometimes I'll lick my fingers and then wet the end of the floss. I mean, sometimes, you know, especially if I have a soda can and it's summertime and my soda can's sweating, I'll wipe some of the condensation off the soda can and use that to wet my floss, or to wet the ends of my floss. But yeah, generally, I mean, I started out licking my floss, so yeah, I'm kind of a bit of a floss licker. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really made much stitching progress here now. But yeah, where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay. Let me get my trolley needle back on my finger. But yeah, so I don't really have much more to talk about. This is about 36 minutes long. I'll continue stitching a little bit here. So yeah, this is kind of just me and just kind of how I sit and stitch. So yeah. Do I need to stitch that? No. Okay. Alright. You can probably hear my cat Nico meowing in the background. She is one of our 6 cats that we actually keep isolated from the rest of them, because she has issues with the rest of our cats. And she gets herself riled up. She gets herself into a tizzy, essentially. And she'll start throwing up her food, which isn't exactly good either. But we found probably about a year ago, she started this about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, where she would just get so upset that she'd start throwing up her food, and then she'd lose weight. And she's lost a bunch of weight. Yeah, so we just keep her isolated. We go in there, you know, a couple times a day, feed her some canned cat food, feed her extra caloric food. She's actually gotten a lot better. She still throws up. We're not sure why. There goes another knot. We're not sure why she gets herself so upset, or what caused it. The vets don't think it's anything viral or bacterial that she's got. They just think she's kind of neurotic, and yeah, so she gets herself worked up over stupid stuff, and she'll throw up. So we keep her isolated. She's in our spare bedroom, so she has a whole little world to herself. She's a really pretty cat. She's a calico, but yeah, she's our special little girl. There's another knot in floss. I'm trying to loosen up. Golly, this one's like annoying. Come on, you. Well, I don't really have much else to say. I know I haven't been submitting videos nearly as often this year. Like, I was doing them about once a week towards the end of 2017, and I've kind of slacked off. I think this is my first video in this new year. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope it's been good so far. There's going to be some changes at work for me. Some of my job functions are changing at work. We'll see how that goes. Oh, what the heck is going on here? Alright, I have to take this back off. It's kind of getting in my way. I don't know what's going on with this stupid knot. Yeah. I just frayed this thread. So you know what? I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to cut the knot out. Cut the knot out. And start over. Alright. Where's my needle? What did I do with my needle? Did I just lose my needle? I think I just lost my needle. Did I just lose my needle? I think I just lost my needle. Well, oh, there it is. Good. Found my needle. Alright, so it's like here. There we go. Lick my floss. Lick that. Wet it down so it gets in the needle a little quicker. So yeah, this piece of 500 DMC 500 has been a little naughty today. Wet it down. I think because it's also so close to the fabric, I'm having trouble getting it through the eye of the needle. So as I said, I use John James Tapestry Petites, size 28. It's just because, you know, this is what I've been buying. My local cross stitch store has the Bowen needles. I may actually try those this year. Ugh, that's the other thing I hate. Looking through this magnifier, I see really how dry my hands are. So, yeah, I need to put stuff on it. Come on. Extra wet. So you see, I kind of do lick my floss. Anyway, don't really have much else to show you. Much else to talk about. Did I get it? Did I get it? Come on. No. Dang it. I hate this. Alright. So, my video is going on about 45 minutes. About 43 minutes into it. So, I think I'm actually just going to stop it here. I just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit kind of how I do this. Just wish you guys a happy new year. Everything like that. Thank you to all my subscribers. I know my numbers have shot up. I've gotten a couple of new ones recently. Thanks again for everything. Yeah, so that's about all I know. Oh, my other cell phone died. I had a Note 4 that I got back in 2015, in April of 2015, and it started rebooting, and then it started getting boot errors, and I got the Android black screen to death. So yesterday I left work early to go replace my phone and then get over to my husband's work before the winter storm hit. So it wouldn't take me like 2 hours to drive the 5 miles to his work in the storm last night. So yeah, I have a new phone. I have a Note 8 now. It's pretty sleek. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, that's about all I got for this video. I will try and post attach the video of the snowstorm and some pictures and a couple other things to this video. If I forget, just let me know. I can put them in the comments down below. Can't remember if I said I was gonna link anything. If I forget, please let me know, and I'll update the description to link whatever I was gonna link. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to check in with you and say, hey, yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Oh, and I'm also redoing my hair this weekend. The purple in my hair, this down here, is growing out. We have the dye again. I use Arctic Fox brand. The color is called Purple Rain. So in the next video that I do, my hair won't be looking so icky. So yeah. Anyway, just wanted to catch up with you guys and say hey. Hope your New Year's going good so far. Mine's going pretty good. I have some plans. Maybe next video I'll show you my passion planner and some of the layouts that I have for that, and some of my goals. But other than that, this week is just gonna pretty much be stitching at home and hanging out. Oh, and I mentioned Studio Ghibli. My t-shirt, I don't know if you can see the thing on my t-shirt, but you have the cat bus, the big cat bus. This is from My Neighbor Totoro. You have No Face, which is from, I think, Spirited Away. You have a couple other Ghibli characters. Here's one of the white forest spirits from My Neighbor Totoro. The cat bus is, of course, from My Neighbor Totoro. These are some of the Ghibli characters kind of dressed up like, it's a crossover to Alice in Wonderland. So, yeah, I kind of like Studio Ghibli a lot. So, looking forward to the new year. Looking forward to getting some things done. And happy stitching, everybody. I hope you guys have a good weekend. If you're dealing with winter weather like we are, stay safe, stay warm, eat, drink, and be merry. And just kind of take it easy. All right? We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye. So I have my front door cracked open a little bit. This is kind of what it's doing here in Columbus right now. We had our ice storm earlier tonight. The roads aren't terrible, but there's hardly anybody out because most of the people already went home early from work. It's about 7:20 at night, and Dylan and I got home. This is supposed to last until 2 in the morning. This was the storm that could have potentially dropped almost 2 feet of snow on us. But yeah, it's kind of coming down pretty good, and will be until about 2 in the morning. So anyway, it's kind of what it's doing out in front of my house right now. This is the street outside. You can see it's snowing pretty good. It's really cold outside. It was about 60 degrees this morning. Hi, MJ. It was about 60 degrees this morning when we first got up, and it rained most of the morning. And then around 2 o'clock it started dropping, got down to about 30, and I'm probably sure it's down around 10 or 15 degrees right now. It's really cold outside. But yeah, I'm standing inside my front door with it cracked open, taking this outside right now. Hi Teresa. Hi Chris. Hi Melissa. Hi everybody. Hey Chris, is it doing this down near your house right now? Oh, you guys haven't gotten it yet. Yeah, we were coming down this week tonight to stay at Dylan's dad's house, but we decided last night that we weren't coming down this weekend. Yeah, we had rain most of the morning until about 2 o'clock this afternoon when it switched over to ice. All right. Well, that's about it for you guys. I just wanted to chime in and say hi. This is on my new phone I got this afternoon. You're supposed to get up to 6 inches. We weren't sure how much we were supposed to get, but they were saying Monday or Tuesday we could have gotten up to 2 feet of snow, but I think they've downgraded it from 3 to 6 inches, so we don't know. Talk to you soon. Talk to you later, Chris. My hand's getting really cold, so I'm gonna cut it here. Just wanted to show you guys what it's doing at our house. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Hi Flosstube, really quick, just a little quick update. It's Sunday about 2:52 p.m. on January 14th. I'm in the process of editing the video that I recorded yesterday for you that I haven't, it's my latest Flosstube update. Really quick, I was going through some pictures in my Google Photos account and I came across the finish that I had, pictures of the finish that I had from the Hummel little girls, the little sweeper girl that I finished for one of the roller derby girls. It was the kit that she had given me to finish for her since she didn't really have time. And I finished it and framed it and gave it to her, and I found pictures of the frame and the piece in the frame that I had, and she has since hopefully received it. I haven't necessarily heard anything from her. She doesn't come around Facebook all that much, and I'm sure she's busy being in dental school and all that. But anyway, so I found some pictures of that, and I've attached that here. There may be a couple of pictures of my diamond painting, my current work in progress. This is some of the pictures that I took aren't the most recent whip pictures for it. I've gotten a lot farther. I've done actually part of her face, up to part of her face now, and stuff like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy these pictures. I'm just going to attach these here. I hope you also enjoyed the video and the photos of Snowmageddon that hit us this weekend. Columbus, tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day, January 15th. I have the day off, but I have some things planned. We have a friend of ours that needs a ride to her colonoscopy tomorrow, so I'm gonna get that taken care of for her. And my husband has to work, and then we're gonna have friends over for games tomorrow night. So I got a little busy day planned, even though I have the day off. So in some of my downtime, I'm planning on stitching. Oh, the other thing I also found was for Mill Hill Monday, I took a picture of the two Mill Hill kits that I have that I'm presently working on, the Barbados Santa and the Mary from the Nativity set. So I have a picture of those before my progress this last Monday night for Mill Hill Monday, and I will attach those here. I haven't taken any new ones of my updates yet that weren't posted to Facebook, so I'm probably going to have some more pictures to show you on my next video, kind of the updates, because tomorrow is Mill Hill Monday, and hopefully I'll be able to stitch on that a little bit. Today I'm planning on working on Stonehearth Hutch again to do a little bit more, to hopefully get a little more progress on that, and I'll show you guys pictures of that in my next video, if I remember. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Please leave your comments. Please, tell me, give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Just tell me anything you want to tell me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.